Boom! What's up, everybody? Welcome to today's video. We are in part 5 of this video series. It's called the masterclass. So if you want to check out the other videos, you did not see them, you can have a playlist where you can see all the other videos that you can watch from before. All right. So today I'm super excited about, because what I'm talking about in the masterclass is that we are running 95% on the program. Have you ever heard about that? It's crazy if you think about it. But it's proven that our brain is 95% subconscious. And basically this subconsciousness is a program that has been installed through the years, right? So basically when we grow up, the most of the time when we're between 1 and 7, everything happens there. Like our brain is like a tape recorder that creates the program, but even longer until we're 18, 19, 22, right? The program still gets created, right? And so what you will understand today, that normally everything that you learn and all the stuff, all the other courses and all the stuff that is out there, everything works on the 5%, on the logical thinking part. But the 95% under the surface, this is where real change really happens. And I'm going to show you how you can rewire your subconsciousness. That's going to be super fire. So get ready for this one. Enjoy. So let's see one more time what we discovered today. And secret number 1, we discovered that it's not your lack of strategies or tactic that's holding you back. It's the corrupted code in your mental operating system. And 90% of entrepreneurs keep buying course after course, strategy after strategy, when what they actually need is to bug the blockers that are blocking their implementation. Secret number 2, we uncovered the society virus, how corrupted code installed by parents, teachers, and culture is actively suppressing your natural success mindset. You weren't born with limitation, they were programmed into you. You need to understand that. And what has been programmed can be debugged and deleted. And secret number 3, we revealed how the external conditions virus keeps you waiting for perfect circumstances instead of creating success regardless of your conditions. We saw how elite entrepreneurs debug this virus and thrive in the exact same external conditions that keep others stuck. I want to ask you a question. We've uncovered these 3 deadly viruses that keep entrepreneurs stuck: the strategy virus, I'm not good enough virus, and the external conditions virus. So let me ask you, if you debug these 3 viruses from your mental operating system, do you honestly think you could be successful? If you think so, type yes in the chat if you believe this would change everything for you. Yes. Right. Come on, boys. If this would not be there, you would be 100% successful. Nothing can stop you. It's just logic. I see those yeses responses floating in, and I understand why. Because the secrets aren't just concepts. They're the exact process I used to go from 80K in debt to multiple 6 figures in 1 year and working with billion-dollar companies. And they're the same principles that have transformed dozens of entrepreneurs from stuck to unstoppable that I worked with already. So let me ask you, and that's very important. How important is growth for you on a scale from 1 to 10? Think deeply about this and type your number in the chat. How important is growth for you? 11. Great. So I'm seeing a lot of 10s and I'm seeing an 11. So that doesn't surprise me, because people who show up for trainings like this tend to be serious about growth. If you would not be serious about growth, you wouldn't be here. And here is what I've discovered after working with hundreds of entrepreneurs. For people who rated growth as a 9 or a 10, there's literally no better investment you can make than debugging your mental system. No business strategy, no marketing tactic, no sales technique will ever outperform a debugged mind that automatically implements what it knows. Nothing. So let me ask you questions. If I could show you the exact debugging protocol I use to permanently delete these 3 viruses from my mental system, and the same protocol that have helped already dozens of entrepreneurs break through the revenue ceilings without learning a single new strategy, would you be interested in learning more about it? If so, type show me in the chat right now. And I'll fucking show you how it works. Show me. All right. Cool. So I see those show me response, and I understand your excitement, because what's been discussing isn't theoretically. It's a practical, systematic approach to removing the invisible barriers that have been holding you back. But I also recognize that I've just shared a lot of information with you. It's a bit like trying to drink from a fire hose, isn't it? So here's what I know. Most people will leave this training inspired, but still carrying the same mental viruses. They continue struggling with implementation, waiting for perfect conditions that never arrive. But a few of you are ready for something different. A few of you recognize that this is the missing piece you've been searching for. If that's you, would it be okay if I took about 10 minutes to share exactly how you can get access to the complete debugging protocol? Yes, right. Great. So what I'm about to share isn't for everyone, but for those serious about debugging your mental system and finally implementing everything you know, this could be the most important 10 minutes of your entrepreneurial journey. So what I'm about to share isn't just another course. It's called Limitless Rewired, and it's the world's first comprehensive mental debugging system specifically designed for entrepreneurs like you. At Agency Velocity, I noticed a pattern. These smart, talented entrepreneurs were hitting ceilings they couldn't break through. They had the knowledge and strategies, but something invisible held them back. And then something remarkable happened. Entrepreneurs who attended my mindset sessions started experiencing explosive growth, doubling and tripling their revenue within months. Those who booked one-on-ones with me, they scaled even faster. These weren't coincidences, these were patterns, and I became obsessed with understanding why. What I discovered changed everything. Our brains operate 95% on subconscious programming. Nearly all your actions and decisions are determined by background programming. Think about when you're driving. At first, overwhelming, you have to learn everything, blah, 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 blah. But now you can go take the wrong exit, like, fuck, what the fuck did happen? You drive while conversing, even daydreaming. Your subconscious is driving. And that's how limiting beliefs work as well. Running in the background, driving your business without your awareness. The critical insight, reprogramming, takes 40 days of consistent programming to create lasting change. That's why most approaches fail. A motivational video pumps you up for a day. Without systematic reprogramming, your brain reverts to default. But these limiting beliefs have been reinforcing for decades. You need to understand that. They are reinforcing again and again. I always say, you can't undo that with a weekend of motivation. Debugging your mental system isn't an event, it's a process. It must be systematic and consistent. All right. I want to quickly show you this. Like if you look at this here, for example, everything that you normally learn, the whole school system works on the 5%. That's why I was never fucking interested in school. Because what the fuck, right? It's all working on the 5% here. Everything, logical thinking, short-term memory, critical thinking. Most of the courses, all the strategies, everything that you use is here on the 5%. But the real magic is in the 95%. Beliefs, long-term memory, imagination, values, emotions, intuition, fears, and Limitless Rewired, my program, is designed only for the 95%. And that's why I believe it creates such amazing transformations because no other program does that. It works on the 95%. That's for what I made it for. And that's why obviously if you do all other programs that are working on the 5%, you can imagine the difference from the results that you're getting when you're working on the 95% instead of the 5%. All right. So this isn't just another course. This is a complete 12-week neural debugging system that systematically identifies and removes every mental virus blocking your implementation and installs clean, powerful code that automatically generates success. And the best part, it only requires 20 minutes a day because I know you guys are fucking busy. Because I've distilled everything down to the, I mean, you're busy being busy, but that's a different story. Because I've distilled everything down to the exact protocols that create maximum impact in minimum time. The question is, can you commit to 20 minutes a day to completely rewire your mental system? Now, I need to be crystal clear about something. This isn't for everyone. If you're looking for the next shiny tactic or strategy, this isn't it. This is for entrepreneurs who recognize that their mental system is the foundation everything else builds upon. But if you're ready to find and debug the mental blockers that have been keeping you stuck and unlock your natural implementation power, I'm about to show you exactly how Limitless Rewired works and the extraordinary results it's creating for entrepreneurs just like you. But before I do this, I want to tell you one time quickly about a situation that also made me think a lot about this. When I held my brother's newborn son, Xaver, in my arms the first time, I saw in his blue eyes pure potential. If you ever watched a baby into their eyes, this is unbelievable. Completely uncorrupted by limiting beliefs. I made a promise. I would help break the cycle of mental viruses passed from generation to generation. When my father told me I'd never amount to anything, he was simply repeating what his father told him. These weren't his thoughts, they were generational viruses passed down from one mental operating system to the next one. This is why I've invested over 120K in 3 years to create Limitless Rewired. I've tested these protocols of hundreds of entrepreneurs, but the greatest investment wasn't money. It was the courage to face my own demons, to trace each virus back to its origin, to delete limiting beliefs I carried since childhood. So one more time, this isn't just another course. This is the most important work you will ever do in your life, because your mental system determines everything else in your life. Your business results, your relationships, your health, and your happiness. When your cup is empty, you have nothing to give. Not to your business, not to your family, not to yourself. But when you debug your mental viruses and restore your natural success programming, your cup overflows and everything in your life transforms. Jonas, I don't know if he's still here, but he can tell you a story about this. But if you have children or plan to, what mental programming are you passing on to them? That is the question that you also need to ask yourself. Because the uncomfortable truth is the same viruses running in your system are being installed in your children's mind as well. Your limiting beliefs become their limiting beliefs. Your ceiling becomes their starting point. This work isn't just about your success. It's about breaking the chain of mental viruses passed down for generations. By debugging your system now, you're transforming generations to come. Yet entrepreneurs spend thousands on strategies and tactics while ignoring the operating system those skills are running on. Most entrepreneurs, let's be honest, invest 90% in skills and strategies and 10% if even in maybe a book or something like this about mindset. While we all know, everybody knows that, but at least you should have heard about it, that success is 80% mindset and 20% skills. Is it any wonder most remain stuck? The great irony is we focus on the 20% that matters least while ignoring and neglecting the 80% that determine results. We download new software onto infected system and wonder why nothing works. Is it any wonder that 95% never make it to 25K MRR? Limitless Rewired isn't just about making more money, by the way. It's a natural byproduct that comes from it, but it's about breaking the chains of limitation so you operate from your natural success programming. It transforms not just your business, but everyone around you. Can you see why this work is the foundation everything else builds upon? Let me ask you something. If you could completely debug your mental system, if you could completely debug your mental system and break free from the limiting beliefs that have been holding you back, would that be worth more than any business strategy or tactic you could learn? Type worth it in the chat if you're seeing how fundamental this work really is. Worth it. Is it worth it? I would say it's fucking worth it. It's more worth it like anything else that you could do in your life. This is the most transformational program you will find anywhere, period. Nothing will create a more profound change in your life and business than debugging your mental system. This isn't about small improvements or temporary motivation. This is about creating your version 2.0, the version of you that operates from clean, powerful, natural success code instead of corrupted viruses. If personal development matters to you at all, this is the absolute #1 program for entrepreneurs ready to break through their invisible barriers and access their limitless potential. If people know me, you know how much I am into personal development since over 20 years, and my goal was to create the most transformational program on the world, and I fucking did it. I'm not joking. So what are you going to get? All right, well, let me show what you're going to get when you join Limitless Rewired. So today I will read something that transforms implementation forever. Why do you know what to do but can't consistently do it? Why do some entrepreneurs effortlessly execute strategies you struggle with? It's not about knowledge, not about strategies, not about trying harder. 95% of implementation happens at the subconscious level, in neural pathways, not in your conscious mind, where most mindset approaches focus. This is why willpower fails, why motivation doesn't last, why you keep hitting the same ceiling. Your brain has been infected with implementation broken viruses designed to keep you small, safe, and financially limited. This is why I created the Neural Implementation Protocol, or short NIP. The NIP is the world's first systematic method for identifying and permanently removing society-installed mental viruses that block execution. This neurological debugging system bypasses conscious resistance to reprogram your implementation pathways at the operating system level. And that's why it's so fucking powerful. How the NIP works. The unique mechanism works because it targets the exact neural pathways where implementation breaks down, not vague mindset or motivation. It identifies the specific mental execution blockers installed by educational society that create the gap between knowing and doing. It systematically removes the viral code using priority neurological debugging techniques instead of temporary motivation or willpower. And it permanently rewires your neural implementation circuitry to match the exact pathways used by seven-figure entrepreneurs. It installs successful subroutines directly into your mental system, making implementation your default state rather than an effort. Unlike traditional mindset approaches that focus on conscious motivation, the Neural Implementation Protocol operates at the operating system level, where 95% of your decisions actually occur. This is why online entrepreneurs who undergo this neurological debugging process report not just improved implementation, but a completely different experience of entrepreneurship, describing it as removing the invisible force between decision and action. Most of all our programs, I'd say even 95% of programs, maybe even 98% of programs, work on the 5%. Do you think you are getting long-term results like this? Nope, you will not get them. If you have a network success mindset already, then you can do whatever program in the world and you fucking will work for you. If you don't have it, nothing will work for you. So let me ask you something. Do you sometimes feel like this? You know exactly what to do, but something invisible stops you from doing it. You start strong, but lose momentum despite your best intentions. You watch others implement the same strategies you know would work. You hit revenue ceilings you can't seem to break through. You procrastinate on the high leverage tasks that would create breakthroughs. If so, these are your mental virus symptoms. And let me tell you, it's not your fault until now. But it becomes your fault if you don't act now that you know it. Because awareness brings responsibility. Just as David Goggins says, nobody is responsible for their upbringing, but you're damn responsible to fix this shit. And he also says, the mind is the most important thing. It's the only thing that can overcome anything. So, all right. So when I discovered how these neural viruses were blocking implementation, I became obsessed with creating a systematic approach to eliminate them permanently. And if you experienced my Neo AI avatar or the imposter syndrome killer, or you already know, I'm obsessed with the matrix. There's a profound reason for that. I realized something powerful. We are all living in the matrix, but it's not a simulation created by machines. It's a mental operating system infected with viruses installed by society, parents, teachers, and past experiences. Imagine Darth Vader's voice constantly feeding you limiting beliefs. Who are you to charge that much? You're not ready yet. You need to wait for better conditions. It sounds ridiculous, right, when I put it that way, but that's exactly what's happening in your brain right now. So that's why I created the complete framework that delivers the neural implementation protocol through a systematic step-by-step process. The matrix method doesn't just debug viruses. It installs powerful new programming and creates an indestructible force shield to protect your new mental operating system. Let me show you exactly how the three phases of the matrix method work. Phase one, the virus deletion protocol. Map your current system. First, we identify exactly which viruses are running in your mental system, creating a complete map of your corrupted programming. Then we analyze your code. Next, we trace each virus back to its origin, breaking its hold by exposing for what it really is, foreign code, not your authentic programming. And then we transform your core programming. We permanently delete each virus, creating clean space for new programming. After that, we're going to phase 2, the indestructible force shield. Because when you have all created all these things, there can come new stuff from outside again and can destroy all these things that you just created. So we need to create a force shield. We don't just remove the viruses, we install powerful new success programming in their place, strengthening neural pathways that automatically generate implementation. And then we implement power protocols. Then we create your force shield, specific success routines that protect your mental system from future virus infections and external attacks. And then in phase 3, the quantum success accelerator, we expand and execute. Finally, with your debug system and protection in place, we install the most powerful success programming available, accelerating your results and creating exponential rather than incremental growth across every area of your life. And this isn't just about removing what doesn't work, it's also about installing what does. It's not just debugging, it's complete mental system optimization that makes success inevitable. Just like these guys, right? All my clients. All right, so the neural implementation protocol delivered through the matrix method is the most comprehensive systematic approach to debugging your mental system and installing powerful new programming that makes success inevitable. This isn't just another course. This isn't just another mindset program. This is a complete neural debugging system that transforms your entrepreneurial experience at the operating system level, where 95% of your decisions actually occur. This isn't just about removing what doesn't work. It's also about installing what does. It's not just debugging, it's complete mental system optimization that makes success inevitable. The difference between the 95% of entrepreneurs who never break to 25K monthly and the 5% who implement effortlessly isn't strategy. It isn't knowledge. It isn't even work ethic. It's neural pathways that are either corrupted with virus or cleaned and optimized for implementation. The question is, are you ready to break free from the 95% trap and join the lead the 5% who implement effortlessly? Are you ready to debug your mental system and access your natural implementation power? Are you ready to see how deep the rabbit hole goes? If you're ready, put "I'm ready" in the chat right now. I'm ready. All right. So let me tell you Timo's story in his own words. Timo said, I had this mental block about selling my service. I went to sales calls and thought, damn, how can I not disclose this client? I was afraid of selling. I was lacking self-belief because of imposter syndrome. Every sales call, it wasn't just me and the client. There was this negative version of me telling me I couldn't sell. I tried different solutions, affirmations like, I'm this guy. But when the problem is rooted deep inside, nothing worked. Within just the first few days of Limitless Rewired, I had this realization. Damn, these are not my thoughts. I'm not my thoughts. This is just how I was taught to think. It was incredibly liberating. I discovered I had been belittling obstacles which led to procrastination. After debugging the virus, I realized you just handle things when they occur. It saves a ton of energy. Even during the course, business became much easier. I started working on my business instead of just in it. We've hired our first employee and started to scale with much more confidence. I'm so much more happier now and positive in day-to-day life. Everything is just happening for me at the right place, at the right time, every day. Mindset is the key to everything. When your mindset is right, everything around you goes right. Can you see how these agency owners weren't held back by lack of knowledge or strategies? Their mental systems were simply running corrupted code that prevented implementation. With the NIP protocol, you can achieve similar or even better results regardless of your current situation. I want to ask you a question. Do any of these stories you've heard today resonate with your own experience? Can you see similarities between their mental viruses and the ones running in your own mental system? Because let's talk about now for who the system is made for, because you might be wondering if your specific situation can be addressed. So who this works for? This program is specifically designed for male entrepreneurs between 18 and 45 who already have knowledge and strategies but aren't consistently implementing. If you're running an agency, a freelance business, or online venture, or feel like you're constantly hitting invisible ceilings, this is for you. If you know exactly what you should be doing to grow your business but find yourself procrastinating, overthinking, or getting distracted, this is for you. If you invested in multiple courses or programs but haven't fully implemented what you've learned, this is for you. If you catch yourself thinking, who am I to charge premium rates, or I need more experience before I can scale, this is for you. If you find yourself waiting for perfect conditions before taking action on your biggest opportunities, this is for you. If you have tried several business models already, started with enthusiasm, but then pivoted, this is for you as well. This works whether you're starting out and you're at 3 to 5K months or even lower and want to reach consistent 10K months, or you're stuck at 10 to 15K months and want to break through to 25K and beyond. Or you've hit the plateau at 25 to 30K months and want to scale to 6 figures monthly. It does not matter. Because let me tell you, your current situation doesn't determine your potential for transformation. Your mental operating system does. Who is this not for? People who are looking for the next shiny object or magic bullet. If you want to continue to jump from strategy to strategy without ever fully implementing, this program won't help you until you're ready to look inward. It's also not for entrepreneurs who believe external factors determine their success. If you're convinced your market, economy, or competition is the real problem, you're not ready for this work. Those who have it's also not for those who want overnight results with minimal effort. Mental debugging is the most rewarding work you'll ever do, but requires your committed participation. And it's definitely not for people who believe mindset work is woo-woo or unnecessary. If you think your technical skills alone will create breakthrough success, this isn't the program for you. Now, can I ask you a question? As I've described who this program is for, did you find yourself nodding along, thinking, that's me? If so, you're exactly who I created this for. But even hearing all this, I'm sure some of you still have doubts. So let me address the biggest objection that might be running in your mind right now. I don't need mindset work. I need real strategies that help my business grow. I need to address that thought running through your mind, because I know it's there because it kept me stuck for years. Let me tell you where that thought leads. After my business collapsed and I was 80K in debt, I became obsessed with finding the perfect strategy. I spent my last dollars on courses, stayed until 3 a.m. watching YouTube tutorials, filled notebooks with tactics. And you know what happened? Nothing. I'd get momentarily excited about a new approach, implement about 20% of it, and then abandon it for the next shiny object. My hard drive was filled with courses while my bank account remained empty. And the most painful part, watching other entrepreneurs implement the exact same strategies and get extraordinary results while I remain stuck. The shame of knowing what to do, but not doing it was almost unbearable. All right, I hope you enjoyed part 5 of this video series and you understand now how you can rewire the 95%. It's fascinating, right? Isn't it? All right, so next time on the last video of this video series, I have something really special for you. First of all, I'm going to just show you the solution to all these kind of things that we discussed. So basically, if you really want to rewire your brain, what can you do? I show you my personal solution that I can offer you, that you guys basically can do this process. That's number 1, okay? And then also I have a very special surprise for you when you're staying until the end. Because if you watch the whole video series, I have something super very special for you that I'm not doing for everybody. So if you watched already all of that, watch the last one and get my special surprise. I see you in the next video, the day after tomorrow.